Before the game, Coach Jansen told the team the trip to Cancun will be more fun with a win. I can just imagine the team telling Coach, say less. Needless to say, they took it to heart. Welcome back, basketball fans. Today, we're diving into one heck of a performance by the Iowa Hawkeyes as they took down Washington State with a 72-43 victory. That's right, folks. Iowa showed up with their defense clicking and their offense rolling. It was an all-around team effort. We'll break it down key plays, standout performances, and of course, stats to go along with it. So let's talk about how Iowa put the Cougars in a headlock and wouldn't let go. Let's start with the first quarter. Washington State came out hot, shooting 8 for 13 and holding a 19-18 lead at the end of the first. They were hitting their shots like they were on a mission, and Iowa needed to wake up. But in typical Hawkeye fashion, they didn't let that slide for long. Iowa's defense flipped the switch faster than a light bulb in a power outage. I mean, they turned Washington State's game from a hot streak to a cold pizza in a matter of minutes. By the time the second quarter came around, Washington State was stuck on a struggle bus. They shot a miserable 2 for 16, and Iowa outscored them 20-4. If you were wondering what happened, well, it was the defensive intensity and Iowa's ability to capitalize off those stops. Now, let's talk about some of Iowa's stars, Lucy Olson, Allison O'Grady, and Hannah Stolke, and their incredible performances. Lucy Olson was on fire, scoring 17 points in 30 minutes of play. She finished 7 of 15 from the field. You could tell she was feeling it from everywhere on the court, dishing out 5 assists while grabbing 8 rebounds. That's right, 8 rebounds from a 6-foot guard. She was everywhere. If there was a loose ball, Lucy was getting her hands on it. That's what we call tenacity on display. But let's not forget Addison O'Grady. She came out hot, 4-4 from the field. She scored 14 points in just 25 minutes. She went 7 of 13 from the field, added 7 rebounds, and was a real presence down low. Her improvement on the block this season has been impressive. Seriously, she's looking like a polished post player who's got the ability to finish with confidence. And even on the defensive end, she was cleaning up the glass and helping Iowa control the paint. And then there's Hannah Stolke. Oh, Hannah was doing it all too, scoring 11 points on 5 of 14, shooting 6 rebounds and a couple of blocks. This baller knows how to make things happen on both ends. Her footwork is getting better every game, and she's becoming that reliable two-way player Iowa needs as they head into the deeper parts of the season. Speaking of energy, let's talk about Taylor Stremlow. This freshman came off the bench and gave Iowa a jolt in the second quarter. In just 9 minutes, she dropped 4 points, grabbed 3 rebounds, and dished out 2 assists. It's like watching a spark plug hit the engine. And boom, suddenly the offense is moving faster, the defense is tighter, and the crowd is loving it. She even had one of those classic fist pumps after a putback basket that was pure energy. If this baller isn't a fan favorite by the end of the season, somebody needs to eat their hat. And speaking of energy, have you seen Iowa's rebounding? I mean, they were eating up the boards like it was Thanksgiving dinner. Iowa dominated the glass all night, grabbing 44 rebounds compared to Washington State's 29. When you control the paint like that, you set yourself up for a pretty nice night. Taylor Stremlow wasn't the only one snatching boards. Addison O'Grady had 7, Lucy Olson added 8. Iowa bigs were doing work down low, and their perimeter players were pulling down important defensive rebounds too. And speaking of paint dominance, Iowa held Washington State to a brutal 27% shooting from the floor. That's like asking your opponent to shoot with a blindfold on. Iowa's defense was suffocating, not giving the Cougars any room to breathe or take clean shots. That's championship level defense, folks. And don't forget Aaliyah Guyton, who scored her first points as a Hawkeye. That's a real feel-good moment for the freshmen and the fans alike, especially when you consider the long road she's had back from injury. One thing I love about Iowa is their depth. They've got a deep rotation, and it showed tonight. With the game well in hand, Iowa emptied their bench. And guess what? Jada Gemfrey hit a banked three-pointer. That's right. The bench is ready when called upon, and that speaks volumes about the culture at Iowa. Every player is prepared to step up, and that kind of team mentality is dangerous. So, what's next for Iowa? Well, they head to the Cancun Challenge, and if this game was any indication, they've got a lot of momentum. But there are still a few things to work on, mainly their shooting from beyond the arc. Today, Iowa shot just 1 for 15 from threes. That's a stat that definitely needs to improve if Iowa's going to continue their success in Big Ten play. But let's be real. When you play defense like Iowa does, you can always make up for a few missed shots. All right, folks, that's a wrap for this game's breakdown. Iowa continues to dominate on the defense, and their depth is something every team should fear. They've got the recipe for success. It's just about putting everything together as they continue their journey through the season. So, what's your take on Iowa's defense, and who do you think will give them their biggest challenge this season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more sports commentary like this. Until next time, keep balling.